Alright guys, it's that time of the week again. Next week I'll be trading open and close on boys. I'll be taking a break in the middle of the day because all the moves have been at open and close. And I don't see why it wouldn't continue. Now, we've done this now for a few weeks actually. Same pattern. So, starts here, breaks up, does it again. The question is, what now? On SPX, we still have this gap open here. If we gap down on Monday, I think it's bombs away, and we go fill it. We have this trend line, and then we could resume a rally. But the other option is that we're doing something like this and we start heading higher. We are going to very quickly find out which of these are tracking. So here's the sports calendar. You can see this type of action here. It's looking for a huge rally, all-time highs, before coming and making an inverted head and shoulder that's quite large before a melt up. Ironically, this kind of shows the same thing, right? Going to new highs mid-February and then absolutely dying to do a inverted head and shoulders. This part's gonna be really tricky before a melt up, probably on FOMC or something. This guy shows the same. And ironically, this guy shows the same. So we'll see if all these seasonal charts play out. But the move's there. We have a possible trend change on Friday and or Monday. Usually markets don't bottom on a Friday, and as we've seen the last few weeks, we've been given a gap down. I would, if we do not gap down on futures, I would be very suspicious. We're either gonna absolutely start ripping straight out of the gate at some point on Monday, or they might trap people before the drop on Tuesday or something. So PPI, well, let me put it this way. We got CPI on Wednesday. Now CPI should be a-okay because PPI was a-okay. However, it did not move the market very much. The most important thing to realize, it's not even on the calendar, is that Powell might already be he's testifying on Tuesday. I saw a report saying Wednesday as well, and Monday, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. People are gonna wait for what he says, no doubt about that. Okay, and then you have CPI, and then you have him again. So obviously Wednesday is your big day. That's why I urge everyone to be really careful. Another thing to look at is if we do have a slight gap down, or even if we don't, spike and stay and VIX can gap up on its own. Watch this trend line if VIX stays under it. Very, very interesting. The 10-year yield had a pretty decent week, came up a little bit, but it looks like it started a new downtrend. Let's see if that actually comes true or not. What is JPM doing up here? Probably protecting the JPM collar. We've come so close, and clearly they do not want us to just melt up there. They stopped it here, and they've successfully stopped it here. They might be covering their asses by buying their own shit. shouldn't be any thought left in your mind that the stock market has nothing to do with anything but programmed algos after these type of patterns. I mean, look at this. Biden market was a nice melt up, you know. It could get hairy, but it always continued to melt up. This shit is completely different, and I personally was surprised that they did that on Friday after doing it now for a while. It's getting a little ridiculous. How long are they gonna keep it on? But I guess it's a numerical thing. So just to recap, worst thing that can happen here is we go down here to fill these gaps. We still have these unfinished targets. This is a really big target that my system is telling me we're gonna go to, which is through the gap. So again, I know it was tariff news and all of that, but the fact of the matter is, anytime I have a shit day, because I had a great fucking open, and then the same thing happened where like nothing really works. I caught this move, but this sell here, I've studied it for a few hours, and the candle that ensued, this was Michigan consumer sentiment. Point is, nobody gives two shits about Michigan consumer sentiment, not with what's happening in the world. So everything can be looking hunky-dory, and when you look at it, oh, that went through the Bollinger Band, and you know, then we got that, you know, hammer there. There was nobody expecting a move like this here, a freaking move like that down there. Boom. Okay, so how can you, last time this happened to me, I added the Bollinger Bands. That has now become an integral part of trading. So I went snooping because I was like, you know what, this market is absolutely awesome and psychotic as well. I don't want this to happen to me again. I found this nice little tool here called Price Action Index, and I've kind of back tested it, and it is really good at picking highs and lows and the time on it. Okay, so even when you look at, well, let's not even look at volume right now or this, because it picks this possible sell up faster than anything else, and I suggest you add it to your target or to your charts. Look at the STO or the MACD. MACD obviously lags pretty hard. Do I have the STO on here? Let's put it on here. Even the STO, yeah, it shows it's maxed out, but you know, with shit going on, this looked bullish, but this guy literally shows here that you're maxed out. It also shows pretty well, I mean, it's not bulletproof, but it's a good added tool when you hit actual lows, and it's might be easier to read than the STO for some of you. Very interesting tool. Works pretty good also on bigger time frames, as you see. You know, might be interesting to combine with it didn't show this, but it showed it on the 5 minutes, so I'm gonna play around and have it around a little bit. Okay, point is, there's 3 patterns going on here. You could also be looking at a inverted head and shoulders. This trend line here is from that previous consolidation weird pattern low. That could be enough on Monday or Sunday. This is the August low trend line, which I don't think we're gonna lose at this point in time. However, again, back to all of these these charts, you're looking at a major sell soon. So next week, he said he would put on tariffs on everybody. He said probably by Friday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. All these charts show that if that happens, it's free for. And that how we've been bought up on Monday again is not gonna stop. That's why I would want Monday to be a little different this week. I would love to rip this to all-time highs and then buy in the money and do nothing. Okay? That is what I'm going to do. Now, let's go into next week, and should be interesting. The reason that I was a little thrown off on Friday was this. They were buying. We got this ghost candle and we started heading up there. And then just another kick in the nuts sell right there. I was up a lot on this move. So if we hold and we don't gap down too much, my plan is to hit this ghost candle on Monday. Now, as you see here, and this is very interesting, Nvidia absolutely ripping into close, right? Didn't move Spire QQQ. I was trying to play some end of day SPXs. It didn't work out because even with King Nvidia absolutely ripping face, not even caring about this whole sell all day, QQQ looked like absolute dog shit end of day. Didn't even budge. And when you're dealing with something like that, that we're just following Apple out of this all of a sudden, it absolutely sucks the trade. You have to be even more careful. Is that I'm obviously in Nvidia, and I started calculating these options. I might exit if we don't have a huge gap up, which looks unlikely on Nvidia. That looks like a impulsive trappy thing. I'm probably gonna exit those 114s because I just calculated them, and for me to make insane more money on them, Nvidia would have to go to like 150 on earnings, and I think I can find a better premium deal. This was a beautiful trade on Meta, and again, let's see what that indicator actually says for it. Hold on, trading view is acting a little funky. Because that was a great trade, and then they absolutely vacuum cleaned the premiums. See, that's where we scaled and sold, and Kyle got out and everything was hunky-dory. This was pretty good on that. So worth adding to your setup, in my opinion. SMCI, same thing. Earnings on Tuesday, plus a bunch of good shit. Looks like they front ran this whole thing. Am I still gonna play it? Probably yes, just because of the upside potential. But again, it's up $10 in 3 days, so be weary of it. Okay. But anyways, you see this NVIDIA ghost candle. We gotta figure out if this one's gonna print or if this one's gonna print on Monday. Now, if this one prints and we gap down, we have a pretty solid target for SPY for next week, and we can buy the dip and aim for that and then see what happens, is my point. Okay. Oracle held up really well all day. Something is still going on here. As far as Microsoft, the only thing I don't like is this weekly setup. You got 2 weeks down. It looks like it needs to come to this area here. What could save it? News. But that thing, yeah. All of these Mag 7s have come down. Tesla, they got their thing on Tuesday, I believe. Down big after hours. Looks disgusting. Looks like it needs 345. Might just turn around after the event. We'll see. Obviously, as we've seen, a lot of shit's not running together, which makes this even trickier, and you really gotta pick your spots. Therefore, I don't want to sit midday, nor do I advocate anybody sit in a bunch of stuff midday unless we clearly catch a trend line and the gamma range shows us like, hey, we got in at 598, it's showing us 604, let's ride it. If it's one of those tight $2 gamma ranges, open and close only, because we have to adjust. We don't want to, you could get there hasn't been a positive news candle in how long, is my point. So it's not gonna help sitting in there. As you can see, the Namo coming down again, still up there. Could be just gaining strength for that move that we are looking to catch in the middle of the week to bring us to highs, to then switch to longer puts, at least aim for it. I mean, things can change and all of that, but why not? A lot of this stuff did close on buy signals, as you've probably seen, and there's a chance if we hold or max go down to here that this is a inverted head and shoulders and we're gonna start going. Okay, we'll kind of have to see what Monday gives us and be smart this week. Clearly this is also up to compensate for Google coming down, Apple coming down, Microsoft coming down, Amazon coming down, NVIDIA coming down. So at some point you're gonna see a rotation out of the banks going into tech, and at that point, probably early March, right? At that point, this is the only one that still has the Trump gap open. Pretty crazy to think about. How can it come down all the way to here, right? This has been absolutely insane. On Sunday, I'll check the price distribution. I wanted to also show this, like they were overall market buying, and you can see that sliver of green there, so they might have bagged bears also big time. Again, we'll see. It's all algo driven. Also, this was pretty big there in the day, but obviously got pinned. We still have this lower gap here. Okay, we also might come down to here again. That would be that inverted head and shoulders. Okay. But let's look at this. This is so interesting to me. So this is Monday's gamma range. This is throwing me off. Why is this so big? So we're around here, right? If you sell, you're pretty quickly gonna come down here. That's 604. That's the ghost candle. That could be for Monday. And if that is the case, if my instinct's telling me I'm going really fucking heavy in the money early on and playing one trade on Monday, okay? You have that for Monday. I don't know why that 610 is so big. Tuesday, you have a huge wall here, and you got a huge wall above 604 as well, with a big pull for Wednesday, or for 599 down there. Let's check Wednesday, since that is the exciting day. A lot of big gamma pull here, but also looks like you could absolutely melt to death. Interesting. So I know those charts are showing us a pump, but do I trust anyone or anything in this market? No, I don't. I really don't. A lot of big up here for Friday though. Okay, so let's keep an eye on those throughout the week and see what happens, and let's be a little smarter this week. Even though we had a great week, Friday absolute sucked. Bird flu, which I still have. Hopefully I get better soon. God bless you guys, and I'll see you on Monday.
Liftoff of Space Shuttle Atlantis. Mission until resupply and research on the International Space Station. Now Atlantis begins penultimate journey ashore on the International Space Station. Atlantis almost 2 miles in altitude, almost 6 miles downrange from the Kennedy Space Center already, traveling 500 miles an hour.